Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. My name is Denise Hutchins and I'm broadcasting to you from Studio Mikarts. Our charity of the month is Animal Alliance Asia, and there are a couple ways you can help me, help them, help the animals. One, visit their website and make a donation. I've included a link in the chat. There's one in my Twitch About section, and if you're watching this on YouTube, there will be a link in the description there. If you can't make a donation, don't worry, you can still help the animals. Just watch my streams and bring your friends, and I will make a donation at the end of the month based on my unique viewers count on Twitch. It's Friday, which means it's time for Chibi Friday, and we are finally going to finish Kara Duren, my friend's OC. This is my birthday present to him, and if I finish this early, I'm just going to end my stream early because I'm feeling really tired this week. So I'm going to end early if the opportunity arises. But there's still a bit of work left to be done, so we might use the whole stream time. We'll see. So let me bring the main camera down. There's no reason to keep it so high up for such a teeny tiny project. I'm going to be using my Prismacolor pencils for the next step because I'm pretty sure I finished the marker last time. I have been trying to keep the markers out if I'm not done with them so that I don't have to remember which ones I was using. Right, I have to move this slightly differently so that I can actually... There we go. So it can still be on the screen, but my huge colored pencil tin can be open. All right. So I need my reference images that my friend made for me, and I just saved them on my phone. If you heard a big sigh, that was Aoife, my big dog Aoife. She's always sighing all stream long, just big sighs constantly. Okay. Yeah, so there's nothing that I'm missing, I don't think. I'm just trying to check for, were there any colors I was saving specifically for colored pencil, or is the colored pencil just augmenting what's already there? And I don't think there's anything that I completely skipped. So I'll just... Oh, Sketchy made it! Hello, Sketchy Doo! How are you? So glad you could make it for the last stream of your Chibi. Yay! I don't know if you were here when I said that as soon as I finish this, I'm going to end the stream. So I'm glad you could make it now because I might finish early and end the stream early. So if you had come later, you might have missed me. So, oh, I'm sorry that you're sick, but I'm glad you're getting over it. Is it a dang respiratory thing or more like a stomach thing? If that's TMI, you don't have to answer. Just making conversation. I'm glad you're getting over it, but I hope that you feel better soon. It really sucks. I hate being sick. I always say it. I hate it. Oh, the flu. Oh, that's horrible. I'm so sorry that you had the flu, that you probably still have the flu. I hope you're at least able to take all the time you need and get all the rest you need. Plenty of fluids. Nutrition if you're feeling up to it, but if you're not feeling up to it, let your body do its thing. Ugh, no. I'm going to take a drink of water real quick. Hence the sudden pause. The coughing is the worst for me. Whenever I get a respiratory illness, I'm always coughing for months afterwards. It's the worst. Man, I'm really sorry to hear that. Well, hopefully your Chibi will cheer you up a little bit. I'll try to make her extra cheerful for you so that she can send you healing vibes across the internet. Okay, I got my sharpener out. I'll use this camera. I got my sharpener out in case I need it. It's hard to decide where to start. I could start at the top. I could start with a certain color. With markers, it's a little easier because you start with the lightest color and work to dark. But now that I've done all that work, I'm just adding extra bonuses. I guess I'll start with the hair. I'm going to add a little bit more dark to give it some more dimension. I'm gonna have to, what I find is I need to go darker than I think I do when I'm adding the colored pencil on top. So let's go with this. I use this all the time. That's why it's so short. Little shorty one. Oh, there's a pet hair on my finger too. It's so tiny. But it could be a bit sharper, so let's sharpen it. Because I want that really nice fine tip to make a hair-like strokes. Well, other than being sick, anything fun going on in your world? Not that being sick is fun. Sketchy? Anything interesting? Enjoying this weird spring-like... Well, it's not weird now, but it's weird that it started so early here. Spring-like weather. Although it's gotten cold here again. So I don't even know. I don't even know. At least now it's seasonable. The spring weather is seasonable now. It wasn't seasonable in January. I don't need to add too much. Just add a few here and there to add a tiny bit more depth and definition. Less is more at this point. Oh wow, it's snowing over there. It's been raining here, but just sort of sprinkling. Like it rained some overnight yesterday and it sprinkled the day before in the morning, but nothing crazy because we're in the... I finally looked it up. We're in a sagebrush steppe environment. That's what it's called. So it gets a little bit more rain than a desert, but it's still like, eh. So I love the precipitation. So is it the kind of snow that sticks, or is it just kind of wet stuff that melts away right away? Adding more dark right here is helping to create separation. Distance in this direction so that the front of the hair is coming forward and the back is falling back. Might add even more actually to the ponytail to emphasize that, but I'll use a lighter color so that it's not too strong. Ah, wet snow. So a typical spring snow, huh? I was thinking the other day, because I was seeing a video that my dad made at a car show over there. And there were some scenes from outside the building, and I was like, man, I miss being so close to the mountains. So nice. I think that's one of the best things about that area, is how close it is to the mountains. And the resultant weather, except the wind. I don't miss the wind. Now I want to add a little bit more of a, yeah, this kind of color. It's the color I just used. It was nice for being a bit darker, but not as dark as the one I was using, but the hue wasn't quite what I wanted. So we'll add some of this to bring some vibrance back. I'm leaving these lighter parts on the top because it just makes sense that since the light's coming from this way that it would be well lit. So I think that's good for the hair. I'll add some white highlights either with ink or with digital. I've been starting to think that instead of using white ink, I may as well just use digital. But I do love how it matches the texture of the physical media. It's just that if I put too much colored pencil down, the white ink just plum doesn't work. So I think it might be okay because I didn't put too much. I just put a few lines here in between each section of bangs, so I think it'll be okay to use ink on the hair for the highlights. So that's that. So the next thing, let's do the hair band. It's in there among the hair. And none of these reds are going to be dark enough, so maybe I'll start with this reddish brown. What is it technically called? It's called Tuscan Red. Let's try Tuscan Red. Oh yeah, it's really, really good. It's an initial shadow color. I just realized my little camera is not showing it as well as it could. And let's see, what's a nice next color? There's so many pet hairs on my colored pencils. Picking them off and just letting them go to the side, and they're probably flying right back up to get back on here. That's not really dark enough. Yeah, let's just do a darker brown. This will probably be fine. This one's literally called dark brown. I'm not going to put it everywhere, just in a few key places. Farthest away from the light source, most buried. Yeah, that's probably good. Oh, I need my swipey brush. I just did it. I swiped it with my hand. Shouldn't do that. It's not as much of a problem for me, but it's not a good habit to get into. Because my skin is naturally super dry. Like it doesn't have very much natural oil in it, so it's not usually a problem, but it could be. Like if I just lotioned my hands or something, so it's better to swipe with the brush. Okay. Hairband. I actually want to use a little bit of black, just right here. Just over on this side. Yeah. We need more depth. There. A very creative name. What, my swipey brush? I always call it that. I don't know what the official name is. That's just what I call this, my swipey brush. I don't know if that's what you're talking about though, but Okay, next, moving down, I think will be good to work on her skin. And mostly what I want to do is create a little softness because we've got fairly hard lines as we're moving in from light to dark. So I want some middle color to create a little blending maybe. I don't know what'll be good though. I need to maybe test it on the margin. Something like these French grays might be good. Wait, this isn't the French gray. This is some ginger root, this one is called. Looks really similar when I hold it here. Let me put some in the margin. Oh yeah, that's pretty close. Oh, you can't see it though. There. That's pretty close. I'll try that. I'll try it very lightly to start. See what that looks like. Oh, Exie is here too. Hello, Exie. How are you? What's this little heart by your name? Share the love. I'm so glad you could join me. How's it going? Hope you had a great week so far. Looking forward to a relaxing and rejuvenating weekend. I hope so. Oh man, this is the perfect color. This is the perfect color. It's doing exactly what I want. Yay! What is this one called? Shroomby. It's from Shroomby, surely. Shroom love! It's an explosive emoji there. Or emote, that's what they're called here. Emotes. It's full of energy. Oh, Wolf is here too. Hello, everyone. Yay, it's a party in here. How are you, Wolf? You having a great week too? Ready for the weekend? Oh, Exie had a happy week. I'm so glad to hear it. Yay! That's wonderful. Anything fun you want to share? Of course, you don't have to share anything if you don't want to. I'm just making conversation. Wow, I'm so glad to see everyone here. I'm so glad you all decided to join me. Yay! Oh, fair warning. If I finish this early, I'm going to end my stream early. So I'm glad you could pop in now. But I've been doing a lot of work this week, and I'm just so tired. I'm so tired by today. So I'm going to call it a day early if the opportunity arises. Okay, now I want something a little lighter because it's the perfect color for the shade, but a little bit too dark. Oh, wait, let's do a little bit. Oh, no, not that one. It's a little too dark for the lightest part of her skin, so we'll look for something else. How about this one? Oh, I think that's pretty good. Here's what. So this was a French gray, so definitely no on that. We don't want her to look ashy, but I think that's a nice step up. So we'll actually brings a little warmth to her skin, which I think is nice. This weekend, if I could get my new little mic working, I might do some bonus gaming streaming. My husband Shump got me one of those little clip-on mics. Apparently they're really popular on TikTok. I don't watch TikTok, so I don't know, but if it does work, because my headphones were not, they were good enough so that I could have my Suikoden launch party, but I do not want to stream with that quality of audio. It sounds like you're on a phone call with me, because I listened to the stream afterward, like, no! But anyway, if this new little mic works, might do a little just fun bonus streaming. I really want to keep streaming Suikoden because I've played it so many times that I just know it by heart. Anybody who watched the stream last week of Suikoden 1 saw that even though I turned the game on hard, it was still super easy. There was no challenge whatsoever. So it makes it a lot more fun for me being able to stream it and share it with people. This thing that I'm so familiar with, but pretty much everyone in the chat had not played it before. So it was really, really fun to share it with people. So I think I'm going to do that. If I can get a mic that is nice, because I don't want to have to move this mic every time, unplug it, drag the cord all the way over into the other room where I play games and stuff. So I got to figure out the microphone situation. Oh, Exy can pinpoint the happiness of the therapy on Sunday. That is so good. That is so good. Congratulations. I am a huge proponent of mental health care, and I have been doing so much work myself, and it does help so much. So I'm so glad to hear that it's working for you too. Yay, congratulations! What system did I get it on? Of course, Switch. Switch is my fave these days. But we actually, because me and Shump are major Suiko fans, we actually have it. Okay, so we have the Japanese one and the English one on Switch, and then I think we have it. No. Oh, I can't remember. Maybe if Shump is listening right now, he can pop in and remind me. We have multiple. He has it on Steam, I'm pretty sure. But as for me, Switch. I love my Switch so much. I can't wait for the Switch 2. Although I can wait because I want to finish Ring Fit Adventure. I play that 2 to 3 times a week, and I still haven't finished it. It's such a robust game. Alright, now I actually want a little bit of shading. Until now I've been doing blending on her skin, but now I want some darker color, and I feel like this one's gonna be a good one, but let's test it. Yeah. it is actually an even darker step than I imagined it would be. But especially down here when like all this clothing is really covering up her legs, they shouldn't be so light. So let's push them back by adding darker shadows onto them. Oh, dude, I know. I'm so excited. You know why? Because it's the day after my birthday. We have it in the calendar and everything. It's the morning after my birthday. So it's almost like, I think they didn't want to do it on April 1st because they didn't want to be like, oh, everyone's going to think that we're just making it up. I think that's the reason why it's not actually on my birthday. Because my birthday is April 1st, which is April Fool's Day, so you can't do certain things on it because people will think you're just pulling their leg. I am so excited. And I never did finish my Animal Crossing endgame, but I kind of gave up on it because it's too hard. It's too much randomized stuff. Because I wanted to get all the recipes, for instance. And I wanted to get all of the space recipes. And it's just too hard because you don't know when, for instance, Celeste will even show up. There's no for sure unless you go into the cafe and she happens to be there. You know, you don't even know if she's there. And then you have to run around and try to find her. And then the regular recipes is so random whether it even a new one will come. And stuff like that. So I kind of don't want the Switch 2 yet because I wanted to finish that, but I also kind of feel done trying to get that. So I also at the same time weirdly feel ready for Switch 2 Animal Crossing. I feel ready to start again. I hope they get rid of the DIY stuff, though. I gotta say, I hate that part of the game. I really do not enjoy it, and I don't enjoy that in Breath of the Wild either. Things always breaking. So annoying. So annoying. It's the modern day fetch quest, is the stuff breaking thing, and having to make things over and over. Make your tools over and over. Oh, that would be cool. They could totally do that. I was thinking, I hope they have Discord integration. Because they've got Facebook integration, but hardly anyone uses Facebook anymore. I still use it mostly because I have beloved friends and family who that's the only way I have to easily contact them. And for them to easily stay in touch with me. Like, we have email and text messaging, but that's kind of annoying that Facebook, everybody is there in one place. So that's the only reason I still use it, is for those special people. But for the most part, on an everyday level, I prefer Discord, and that's what I check and where I prefer to post. And so it would be cool if the Switch 2 just integrates directly with that. Well, they might get ahead. Maybe that's why it's taken them so long. They really want to do it right. Every time people criticize Nintendo for taking so long with stuff, but I'm like, that's why their products are so good, or at least to me. Maybe other people don't think their products are good, but they make the stuff that I like, and so I don't mind them taking as long as they need to get it right instead of forcing it out even though it's half done or whatever, you know what I mean? So maybe we're going to be blown away. We'll find out. It's so exciting. Okay, I like the shading on her face and the rest of the exposed parts of her skin. So now let's do one of my favorite parts, which is add some blushies to her face. That's its Chibi trademark. Or not trademark, hallmark. The hallmark of the Chibi is the beautiful blushy cheeks. Or at least the human Chibis. I don't add those to animal Chibis, but that's different. Let's see. Maybe this. Yeah, well, let's try it on top of here, actually. on top of my little swatch I did. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Especially on the darker shade, it really fades in, which is good because that's what I want to start with, a more subtle color. Yeah, the Joy-Con drift. Well, forgive is such a heavy word. It is a super annoyance. Even I have to admit it. I ended up, so I have 3 pairs of Joy-Con now. The first pair I sent in for repair, and then it still had drift. Then I got a new set, and then they developed drift, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to bother sending it in because it doesn't actually get fixed, so I tried to fix it myself. It didn't really help. So now I'm on my 3rd pair, and they work for now because they're brand new. I got them last year, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I used my birthday money to get them. They're the cute pink ones that came out around the same time as the Princess Peach game. And so yeah, that's another thing I've been thinking. They better not still have Joy-Con drift. That should be something that they fix. That would be ridiculous if they still had that. I trust them, though. I trust them to be working on it. Because it might be, with the Switch, it might be one of those things. Because this does happen. It's a legit thing that you have this infrastructure that you've created, the physical thing, and being able to fix it is way harder than just starting over from scratch. But they've already made these, who knows, millions or billions of dollars or yen investment into it, and so it's really hard to fix it because you'd have to basically remake the whole system, you know, that kind of thing. So I don't hold it against them, but if they don't fix it for the next system, then I'll be kind of like, what the heck? So yeah, it's so annoying. Especially when you're trying to play multiplayer and then they're having the drift, and so whoever has a drifty controller is at a disadvantage, so it's hard to play multiplayer games. But I actually think, when I'm thinking back on it more, the pair of controllers that I fixed myself with one of those kits you can buy did improve. It wasn't 100% fixed, but it was definitely better than it was. So it's not like I have 2 pairs of dead controllers, but I just use, when I need to use a single Joy-Con, like with Zumba. I play Zumba multiple times a week too for some different kind of cardio. Eva's having a dream and growling now. That uses only a single Joy-Con, so I'm always using my pink one. Oh, be careful, Wolf. Hopefully you're done driving now. Just a little pink to the lips. It's really subtle, just to bring some life. Not like makeup, just a little bit of life there. I've heard that it's because of certain components being too close together and they're interfering with one another, and then that explains why even when you do the at-home replacement, it doesn't help. Because that's what I did. I changed the stick out for a different stick and it didn't fix it. So maybe the reason why it's such a persistent issue is because there's multiple causes. Because that pair of controllers they repaired that I sent in did work for a while, and then they stopped working again. So maybe replacing the stick in that case actually did help it. But yeah, all in all, it'll be great if they just eliminate the issue. I think this is a good next blush color. I want to sharpen it a little bit first though. Alright, that's pretty good. Let me get these little extra shavings into the trash. It's hard to reach the trash because my big dog Aoife's laying in such a way that I can't pull the trash can. She's got this massive bed, and yet she's still laying with her head on the hard floor. Okay. Let's add that little bit of more intense blush. I love to do it right next to the eyes. And I don't want to go too far. I still want it to be rather subtle, but more blush than would be natural. Not that a chibi is in any way natural, but I think you can imagine what I mean. Yes. Looks so good. It looks so good. I love making chibis. I love it. It's so fun. I just sent out some more chibi gift certificates to one to my sister and one to a friend who their birthdays are this month. So we might have more chibis to add to the list soon. The list is getting pretty long. Okay. I think that's good for her skin. So the next thing I think will be her eyes. And mostly what I want to do is add a little bit of green, bright green. I want to say green highlight. I guess that's what it is. I just want to put it right around the iris, which is where the light enters. And that's why that's always the brightest part, because it's curving in. So as I always say, pupil is just a hole in the eye. So the light is coming right in there. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Now that I'm looking at it, we get a little bit of dark green up top near the eyelashes. Is that my darkest green? Nintendo faced multiple lawsuits, consumer complaints regarding Joy-Con drift, not enough to fix the problem outright, apparently. Yep, that's what I'm saying. It was probably, especially, think of it, if it was multiple causes, it's probably just too much. Too much to fix without just completely creating a whole new thing from scratch, which now maybe they've taken the opportunity to do that with their creation of the Switch 2. Because the controllers do seem quite different. They're still the Joy-Con type, but they snap on and they're bigger. And they had, man, I can't even remember. They had other stuff that these ones didn't have. I'm trying to remember from the video. I watched the video twice. The announcement video. But anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. See more details. I really want to see what games, though. I feel like I'll get really excited for it when I see what the games are going to be. Oh! I just whacked my colored pencils. That startled me. It's because I was swiping, and then I looked over to see if there were new chat messages, which there were, and so I with looking over, I went like this. Woo! Startled myself. Okay. So I think that's good for the eyes. So moving down, could just work straight on the green part of the clothes because we already got this nice green out, and I think it'll be a great color to darken it up. So her sleeves should be darker because they're under the cloak. Like maybe this little elbow would be catching more light, but definitely as we go back inside the cloak, underneath, toward the shoulder, it should be darker. Looks so much better. It was looking really flat, but now I'm going to put harder shading right under the cloak there. I think that the cloak would be casting a fairly dark shadow right next to it. Okay, let's do a middle-ish kind of green. And this one seems pretty good. Let's sharpen it first. A little bit more. Okay, we'll call that good. This one, a little transition here between that dark green and the rest of it, at least on this side. And then we can use this to enhance the shadows right here too, and soften the transition for them. Yeah. Okay, I think that's good. Next, like the cloak, I am pretty happy with how it looks. I don't think I need any colored pencil on. Except I could put a little bit of highlight maybe. Should I use white? I think I'll use a gray. A little bit of highlight just on the side where the light's coming from. Nothing too overt, really subtle. We'll use this, what is this, warm gray? Warm gray, 10%, it's the lightest warm gray. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, maybe we'll do a touch right here too. Just a bit. Just a little bit. Alright, now I'm looking at it. We'll put a little bit here to show that this part is sticking out in front of the part next to it. And same here, so that it's not seeming so close to the part behind, which is actually meant to be fairly far back. We could say that this part's catching the light as it's billowing out. Okay, good. There was some stuff to do colored pencils with. Okay, next. Oh yeah, I was gonna put a little bit of definition using colored pencils. Not even definition, just a little bit of substance, I guess. I wanted to use my actual silver metallic colored pencil on these little silver bits, like right here and on the boots. And I'm not going to color the whole thing in, because leaving some white will help it look shiny. But just add some little touches so that it's not flat. There. Nice. I always love an excuse to use my metallic colored pencils. They don't really look metallic, especially when used in such a very small space, but it's still fun. It's still fun just thinking, I use metallic colored pencil. Alright, next. We'll do a little bit on the gold trim. Oh! I'll use my gold metallic pencil. Yeah. It's so true. Once you get to this point, that's what makes it look the best. The little details at the end. But you gotta have that strong foundation in the first place. I learned that the hard way because, like most people, I was like, I just want to draw anime eyes and put little shinies in them. And so, you know, you have pages just full of anime eyes and there's not even a face for them to be with. I guess it's sort of like enjoying the maraschino cherries and you don't have a sundae or a cake to put them on to enjoy them with. They're actually more enjoyable when there's other things to pair them with. To whack my camera. Did not mean to whack your camera. Oh, it's so satisfying. Let's add more over this side. Okay, what's next? Oh, this white part. I used the marker to shade, but ultimately it dried so light you can't even really tell there's anything different. So maybe I'll just use this one. We definitely need to sharpen it though. It's the warm gray 20%. I need to sharpen a lot of pencils today, almost every single one. I think I've got to empty my pencil sharpener. It's having a hard time ratcheting. Oh, maybe this isn't enough. Okay, it's looking a little better. Just gotta keep adding. It's like it's not making any difference. It is now. It is now. Just hadn't added enough yet. Oh, that's better. Let's get up here too. Should be in shadow because of her giant chibi head. Oh yeah, nice. Okay. Done with that one. Oh yeah, that's way better. And nice and subtle. I really like the shape of the shadow there. All across the torso. Okay. What's next? I'd either do the dark green in the front or the brown. I guess we'll finish up with green. So this is more kind of like a olivey, not olive, but olivey kind of forest green. but I don't know if I have a dark enough. I don't think this is going to be dark enough. Might have to just go ahead and use my darkest green. It's literally called dark green. I was hoping to use the colored pencil, but even the colored pencil isn't small enough to enhance these ribs here, but I'll just have to add overall shading. I made it too small. Well, not too small in general, but too small to do what I thought I'd be able to do. Ooh, looks nice. I want it to be a little bit darker than that, so I'm actually going to put some blue in, because I don't have a darker green. Like at least right under here to show that this is not attached to the clothing above. The clothing above is supposed to be out in front because it's layered. Which now I think we've got. Alrighty. Brown. Let's do the light brown first. This is going to be too light. Maybe this one. Oh yeah, sweet. Just adding more shading. I mostly avoided shading with marker for these areas because they're so small. Pretty good. Let's do the dark brown. Maybe my darkest brown. Let's see. Oh no! Wolf redeemed your best animal impersonation dragon. I know what you want. I know what you want. Okay. Gotta warm up. I gotta warm up. A-I-U-E-O. Kaki-ku-ke-ko. Okay. Here we go. It's terrible. It doesn't sound like either animal. Whoa, Wolf. I did my best. Oh, man. I couldn't hear it. I just have to imagine it in my head. Oh, my God. So last week I got to introduce everyone to the magic of the dragon voices in Suikoden, which, for anyone who wasn't there, is just straight up. I can't remember who said this, but it was brilliant. Someone in chat said it's straight up dragon.mp3. I mean, not dragon, elephant.mp3. It's just literally an elephant call is the dragon sound, and you get to hear it multiple times. Every time the dragon, you talk to him or he lifts off flying is like elephant call. So that was my attempt at a dragon, which is Suikoden dragon, which is elephant. Oh, I need to get better at elephant. I'm not good at elephant. It's so hard. I don't have an awesome long nose to make an elephant sound with. Can't believe you did that. Thank you so much for redeeming, though. That always makes it so fun. Thank you, thank you. that was energizing. Who would have thought? Never would have thought I'd ever be trying to imitate dragons and Suikoden. I'm so glad you remembered that too. Yeah. These blasts of noise. Especially because I'm just at home, so it's probably traveling through the vents and stuff. Hopefully I didn't blast your ears out with that either, because the elephant is loud. You gotta be loud. Also, I don't think I could even try to imitate the sound without doing, being as loud as I can. I feel like I should look up YouTube videos on how to learn how to make an elephant sound accurately. You know, like those people who do amazing imitations of animal noises? I do not have that as a hobby, which you know by now. It is always fun to try. Just gets me more excited to stream some more Suikoden later. Might not be tomorrow, because I need to test the mic first, and then we actually have an issue where on my laptop there's 2 USB-C ports. I need one for the capture card from the Switch. 2 is for this microphone. Well, the microphone is actually designed to go in your phone, so it has this like sticky out bit that's the width of a phone. So it blocks the other USB-C port. It's it's a very frustrating design, so I've got to get like a little extender cable just so that it can, not be blocking the other port. But first I got to test it and actually make sure that it's any better. So I tried 2 sets of headphones last time and neither one is great, and I don't have any other options. So, well, now I've got this mic sitting waiting for me to try it. Alright, I am done, I think, with all the colored pencil except my favorite final thing, adding purple into the shadows. It is the best. It really takes it up a notch, and it's so subtle that I don't think in the final piece it's noticeable unless someone's looking for it. It just makes everything look really vibrant and alive. And I know I'm not the only one who does this. 1, I learned it from a different artist. 2, I have seen it really showing up a lot in video game art, especially in otome game style art, which I love otome visual novels. So I'm sort of a connoisseur of the illustrations for that. But also, I've been seeing it in a lot of fantasy RPG artwork as well, adding that purple into the shadows. So, everybody loves this technique. They're using it with digital art. With the person I learned it from was doing mostly watercolor work. I think they were doing watercolor with graphite detailing at the end. Is actually very beautiful. I have 1 or 2 of their prints that I bought from them because that's how beautiful their artwork is. Yeah, I'm not the only one. This is a brilliant technique, and everybody should use it. But be careful, because I've noticed that some of the people using it, especially with their digital art, is going a little bit overboard. So you're like, wow, everybody has a purple light attached to their back because it's so purple in the shadows. But a little bit subtlety is good, and then it's really effective, I think. A light hand. So I definitely don't take credit for inventing this. But I love to use it. Love to use it. Looks so cool. You can put it pretty much put it anywhere too. I put it on the black, I put it on the blue, this green. I'm even putting it on the areas where it's ink and not marker or colored pencil. Just doing it super light, super light. Ooh, a little bit even on the white. In the middle here. Oh, and it's perfect, perfect timing. Oh, I didn't do the face. Let me do the face. And then it's perfect timing because it's break time and it is a transition time to move to digital. Just need to do the final cleanup and she'll be done. Oh wait, I wanted to do white ink. I didn't want to do it digitally. Okay, never mind. But it's still transition time. We're going to transition from colored pencils to ink. But it is break time, so I'm just going to finish with this colored pencil and then we'll go on break. We'll put a little bit in the little corners. Oh, and let's put some on the eyes. I love doing that too. And I just bring it all the way across, even across the ink. This gives it a cool, different look. Alrighty. It's break time. I'll leave this here like this. I encourage everyone else to, well, everyone other than me, to also take a break, go get refreshed, stretched, give your eyes a break. I'm going to put my be right back sign on and I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Hello everyone, I'm back. I hope you had a great break. I realized that I could get my white ink, my Deleter white ink, which is the most popular manga brand, instead of using the white gel pens, and it's usually more effective. And so I've got my tiny palette with a little bit of water in the middle to thin the ink out and also to rinse. What I will be applying it with, this nice teeny tiny brush. I think it's a 0. Yeah. Size 0 brush. But first I need to put my colored pencils away. Make some room. So I'll put this sharpener away too. We're done with that. This goes back up on the shelf with all the other pencil tins. I have quite a collection. Actually, I've got ink pencils, 2 different tins of colored pencils, and I've got art sticks, which are like big block colored pencils with no wood casing. There's just the wax part, and some watercolor pencils. Alright, anyway. Put that there, and that there. Okay. I'll just set that rubber band over there. I have that rubber band so I can have my mixing stick. Just an old popsicle stick. This ink always dries out. I think the cap is not really that airtight. Yep. In fact, it's so bad. I think I'm just gonna have to scoop some out and mix it on the palette. Is this? Did it? Okay. It's so bad. I don't know why it dries out so easily. It's crazy. It's gotta just be the cap, but I'll just use this stick and get a better texture. So it needs to be able to move on the page. The thicker it is, the more it covers, so that is good, but if it won't move across the page, you can't really control the shape it goes in or where exactly it goes, and I would like to be able to do that. Man, look at that. It's just paste now. It's not even liquid ink. I'm going to have to add some water in there. Because if it dried out this much since the last time I used it, which admittedly was months ago, but if it dried out this much, next time I use it, I probably won't be able to get it out, even with the stick. Oh, nice. What kind of games are in there? I don't play on Steam that much, but actually, I think I've only played like I kickstarted this game a long time ago, and then chapter 1 of it, because it was a visual novel, chapter 1, or Route 1 came out, and I think you had to have Steam to play it, and I think that's the only Steam game I played. Oh, a whole bunch. What's your favorite that's on sale? Did you get any? Were some on your wish list on sale? Because Nintendo's doing a spring sale too. And since they're getting rid of gold points, I finally got all the gold points that I could. A lot of them, the game came out too long ago and I couldn't get the points anymore. But I got all the gold points I could. And since it's a spring sale there too, I've got 4 new games. I've tried 2 of them first. I've tried 2 of them so far, and first was, what was it called? It was called Knowledge Trainer, and it's basically a trivia game, and you can play by yourself or you can play with up to 4 players. So that's pretty fun, and you can see your stats and practice on questions that you got wrong as well. And then the other one I tried so far, of the 4 I've gotten, So it was a crazy sale. It was like 70% off, 80% off. I don't think I spent more than the equivalent of $3 on any of these games. I didn't spend any money, though, because I used my gold points. But the other one that I've tried so far, I tried it yesterday, is called Railbound. And it's a railroad puzzle game where you have to get the cars to meet up with the engine for the train. And they have to meet up in order, and you only have a certain amount of tracks to lay down. So it's actually really hard. So the first few levels are more teaching you how it works. And then there's bonus levels once you finish that. And I tried doing them, and I'm stuck on one already. I was only playing for half an hour, and I'm already stuck on a puzzle. But that one was pretty fun. And then it had a cute sort of illustrated cut scene with dogs. They're like dogs are the conductor and stuff and the porter for the train. And then if you put your hand on them, you can pet their heads and then they get a happy face. So it's pretty cute. Oh, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Wow, that's a pretty good deal. That's what, like 40% off? Or if that's like 20% off? Either way, that's a good deal. Is that a game you've played before and you really wanted to play it again, or is it a brand new to you game? Okay, just adding a little bit. Not too much, just a couple highlights to the hair tie to help bring it forward from the hair. Give it a little bit of separation from the hair all around it. And then next, let's do the really fun highlights on the hair itself. So it's so fun. Adding the highlights is the best part. Oh, 50%. Oh yeah, because 59 is almost 60 and 20. I was confused. I was seeing the 5 and the 2. That's exactly what they want you to be tricked by using the 9999 too. Anyway, that's a good deal. I wanted to try it, so perfect. Yay. So now you can see what it's like. I've not played any of those. All I know is I feel like there's dragons on the cover. Is that correct? Or am I thinking of something completely different? Okay, I'm gonna turn her over to get a little bit on this side. I'm trying to make these lines taper a bit more. Turned out a little blunt. I want a sharper end to these lines if I can get it. That looks pretty good. Now, the shinies in her eyes are bothering me because they're not quite symmetrical with one another, but I'm not going to keep adding because this one keeps getting bigger and bigger. I'll just fix it in Photoshop. Make them a little bit more evenly sized in Photoshop because I don't want to keep adding, keep adding, and then it's too much and you can't take it back. I'm gonna add a little bit. I don't know if it's supposed to be gold on her trim, but I really like the idea that it is, so I take a little artistic license here and adding a little bit of highlight to her uniform. Well, not uniform, to her outfit. add the shiny. Yay. I'm glad you're for it, because I did it. I did it anyway. Oh, it'll be the first one you've played, too. Oh, okay. Nice. Well, I hope it's good. I guess if it's not, then you'll know that you didn't pay full price. I love adding these highlights on the boots here. Not in general boots, but right here is a great opportunity to really emphasize that it's a highlight, because I can bring the highlight into the line too, not just on the inside of the line where the color is. I can make the highlight go into the black ink outline too. Just a little bit on her lower lip. It's another way I like to bring in the idea that there's some life here, because life is water-based, and so being hydrated is a sign of liveliness. And the highlight on the mouth is a sign of being hydrated. So her skin is not all dry and half dead. And then also put little highlight just on the cheeks, right under the eyes, just because it's cute. I suppose it also helps show a little bit of liveliness as well. But it's mostly because it's cute. I admit that right now. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Sometimes I do things just because they're cute, even if they don't make sense. Add a little highlight on this ear, but this one's in shadow, well in shadow. It's covered both by the ponytail in the back and the ear tail in the front, so won't do anything there. I'm going to put a little touch on the clasp for her cloak. Ooh, I gotta make sure it's really tiny though. And all this time, I'm trying to keep in mind the light source coming from the top left. And I'll put a few touches, very, very small as I can do, on the chain, because it's so small that I couldn't do any color or anything. It's just tiny black ink lines. But adding the little highlights, I think, helps it look metallic. And now I think I'm done with physical media. Yay! Okay, I just need to sign it with ink, and then we will scan it in. What was the quote? Put that quote on your tombstone. What is it? I need to know. I can let people know. I don't know what I said that is so memorable that it should be my epitaph. Okay, I said that there. Pull out my micron pens. I don't remember what size I've been using to sign with. I think maybe the 8. I'll just go ahead and use it, I guess. It's not bad. Physical media done! Yay! Here, I'll hold it up for a last close-up view on the camera, but then we'll get a really nice view once I scan it in. Here's some of the details on the face. That little tiny bit of highlight on the mouth and the chain. But now it's time to get all my digital stuff ready. Turn on the scanner. I'm gonna move my keyboard and mouse back over to my big PC. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Sometimes I just do something because it's cute. Yeah, that's a good one. Also, my tombstone needs to be like pink marble and lots of little hearts and stars carved into it. So you got to remember that for me. I'm going to move my mic, so I'm going to mute it for a sec. Okay, we're back. What else? What else do I need to move? Oh, turn my secondary monitor back over to my PC workstation. These two workstations are side by side, so my physical workstation is on the right and the digital workstation is on the left. Okay, hopefully this has been long enough for all this ink to dry because we are now done. Time to lay it on the scanner. Give it one last swipe. And I'll swipe the scanner glass too. Try to keep as much dust and pet hair and all that stuff off as possible. Alright, that's in there. Real quick, I'll move my little camera a bit chappy. I think you could probably see her. Yeah. We got a little bit of chappy cam in the tertiary camera. The other camera isn't as easy to move, so I won't move that one to EFA this time. Alrighty, let's get the scanner software going, and I'll switch over to my desktop source. Whee! Oh, Sketchy says looks great. I don't know if I acknowledged that. Thank you! I'm glad you think so, because this is for you! Happy birthday! Okay, let's do preview. Alright. So bring this marquee close in. We don't need any of this extra stuff. That's probably good. I'll flip it and scan. Shouldn't take too long because it's a fairly small drawing. I think it's only about 4 inches high and 3 inches wide. Oh, I guess in the meanwhile I can get Photoshop going. As usual, my tower fans ramp up as soon as Photoshop's on. Right. Close that and open this with Photoshop. And turn off the scanner. Okay, we don't need camera raw for this. We just open it. First things first, let's save. Always want to save. Put in visual art, artwork, today's date, and Chibi Kara de Ren or Sukechi. Sukechi. You. I'll capitalize 4 so that's not confusing for me. Make sure that looks right. Yes. And it's got the ICC profile. Good. You learned that I have a jet engine in my art room. Ah! I've been found out! Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know why it does that. Just when it turns on Photoshop, it's like, oh god! Alright, next we're going to... No. Next we're going to make a new layer. I love to keep the original scan, just in case. Now we're going to do some levels adjustments. Get those darks darker and the lights lighter. Oh, if I could actually grab it. So I don't want to lose all this detail in the cloak, but I do want the black ink to look as black as we can get it. Of course, it'll never be a true black as if I had drawn it directly in Photoshop, but we can push it a little bit. Maybe bring the lights up just a tad. Alright, that's probably good. So we're going to do that. And then, well, let's see if Photoshop Smart Selection can get it. There's not too many small lines, so I think it did a good job this time. Good job, Photoshop. Sometimes this tool is really like, what the heck are you thinking? But sometimes it works. And it doesn't look like we have any areas. Sometimes it ends up not selecting an area in the middle. Oh, this is exactly what I was looking for. Look at this. It didn't want to select this little bit. So we're going to hit shift and make sure it gets that. So we're going to look for anything else like that. Because I'm just going to clear the pixels, so I don't want to lose that information inside of the boundaries of the Chibi. Just looking around for other stray marquees showing where it's selected more than what I wanted. Of course, that might have been taken care of because the next thing I will do is get the... I'll expand the selection. Okay. Looks good. So that might have been expanded into anyway, but 10 pixels. So now we're gonna Control X and then Control V to paste it onto a new layer. Then we can delete that stuff. And this should now be centered. Seems like it. That's good. Next, there's some areas where the marker really went out and it's distracting. Went out of the lines. Here and here. It's because it's just so small. It's really hard. The marker tip isn't that small. So what I'm going to do is use the... I can't remember what it's called, but there's a tool that will help clear that up. I just gotta pull my monitor into my lap because it's also my tablet, so I can use my stylus to do this. So we're just gonna, oh, there goes my squeaky chair. Still never did fix that. Whatever, just live with it. Just accept it. Not history brush. Ah, healing brush. I think this is what I want, but we'll see. So, oh, no. There's like a smart one. Remove tool. Spot healing brush. I think this is what I want. Well, we'll see. So I think what you do is do this. Dang it! It's not smart enough. Don't add black. Don't! Don't do it! Why? It's not smart enough. Nope. I don't want you to add black there. Unless I do this whole thing. Well, we'll just get these little extra bits out. Nope, we won't. Okay, I'm going back to the classic one because it's not smart enough. We're going back to classic healing brush tool. Embrace the squeaky. Become the squeaky. Sort of was when I did my dragon impression earlier. Alright, we're doing the classic style, which is using Alt to define where I want it to pull from and then just cover it. So I used Alt so you can see I'm holding down Alt and that's why it changes cursor. Then you select here and then it just takes that data and puts it here. So I just try to choose an area that's fairly close to what I'm changing because it can look very similar from top to bottom, but it can be surprisingly different once you actually apply the color. Ah! Oops. Went too far up. I went too far! Went too far this time. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing here. Dang it. And a little bit here too. I'll take it from here, I guess. Sometimes the smarter one, well, the so-called smarter one, the new version of this tool, is really good and it's a lot faster because you don't have to keep pinpointing what space you want to pull from. But as you can see, it still struggles mightily with some things as well, so. This tool has been around for ages. I'm going to do a similar thing here. Whoops. Weep. Squeaky, squeaky. Oops, it didn't select where I wanted it to. Wish it changed color to confirm that it did select. Beep. Squeak. Squeaky chair. Oh, no, I'll pull it from here. I'm not going to clean up every single little thing. I'll just leave like that little bit right there, but some of these were really distracting. Like this one is one little piece by itself. Let's just clear that. Alright, what else? Anything else I wanted to clean up? Mostly it was the hair that I was really noticing. It was standing out. I was seeing it the first thing. My mind was drawn immediately to it. Here's a little bit of that going on here. But not anywhere near as distracting as the hair. I was looking it over, seeing if there's anything else I wanted to clean up with this tool. I feel like that's pretty good. The ones that were really glaring to me are all gone. So now I wanted to work on these highlights in the eyes a little bit. To do that, I'm just going to make a new layer. Then it's easier to experiment. And let's see, this looks fairly pure white, but let's see if it actually is. Yeah, in some areas it is, like right here. So let's just use pure white, and I'll use a textured brush so that it's a little bit more integrated with all these natural textures around it. Oh, that one is too big. Let's get a natural style eraser. Natural edge eraser. Whoa, that's huge! Don't need such a big one. Let's bring it down a little bit. And let's also try to match the shape a little better. Squeaky chair. Alright, that's pretty good. Doesn't have to be exactly the same or perfect or whatever. But it's close enough that it looks not distracting. Just trying to avoid it being so different that it's attention grabbing in the wrong way. Let's save this. Ooh! So, we still have 15 minutes-ish. So I'll just do what I normally do when I finish a piece, which is save it in several different formats. So first, I think I'd save just like this. Save a copy, and it will be ping so that it's transparent, and it will just have the same name but .ping. Next, we'll save the copies that I will send to Sketchy after this. So we're going to make the image size 1000 pixels on the longest side. I'll do that for all my chibis. That looks smaller, but there's 100%. It's not that small. And we'll save a copy. We're going to save two copies. One is .ping so that it is clear. So the background is transparent. Sketchy. Boom. Boom. And then we'll save a JPEG too, because depending on where the image is put on the internet, sometimes pings don't work well. So that's why I save one of each, which is a plain white background is automatically put in when you save as a JPEG. Alright, so those are done, and then there's one more to save. So we will save after adding my little stamp, my custom shape. What do I call it? My seal? Oh, it's already selected. Will it show if I hover over it? Yeah, Studio Mikarts seal. I add this seal to all of my images that I post online so that if anybody's wondering who made this, can they make one for me, or anything like that, they can see, oh, it says Studio Mikarts. They can search that and find me. So we'll take a fill color from next door here, because it's not pure black. Obviously, pure black is in these bottom corners. Or actually, it's all along the bottom. And it's way up here, so we want it to be similar to the colors next to it. And then we do want a stroke, a white. Oh, no, we won't do white. We'll do like this. Wait, this. So that's also pulling from next door. And then we'll make it 10 pixels so that it's the same as the outline on the Chibi. And I change all of these, so this goes to outside. We want it to be stroke around the outside. Then I change these to roundy. I don't know what exactly they do, but I want them to be round, so I choose round. And then let's take a look at that. Yeah, that looks good. Might move it a bit. Tuck it in here. Although it doesn't seem like it actually had the... Oh, it didn't save 10. I was sure I put 10. Okay, now it has it. Make it kind of even. This distance to this distance. Eyeballing it fairly even. I'm not really liking this stroke color though. I think I'm going to take it from here instead. Pull it from there. Let's see. Ah, yeah, that is brighter. Okay. So now I've got my seal on for sharing online. First I'll save the Photoshop file with just Control S, and then we will make it small again. Back down to that 1000 pixels. She looks so tiny, 33%. Yeah, that's what 100% looks like. And we'll save this one. Save a copy. This one I just save as a pain. So I mostly post it on DeviantArt. That's where I post my finished work. For web. That's what I call this one. For web. Boom. Alright, and last thing before calling it good is take the image size change away and save one more time. Because I don't want to accidentally save it that small size. So I might be able to recover it if I realize that I did that, but if I didn't realize it and then I opened it a few months later for some reason, and then I would just be screwed. So don't want that to happen. Actually, I'm going to rename this to white so that I know what it is. You can't see anything, so what is this layer for? Save again. Alrighty, y'all. I said at the beginning that if I finish this early, then I would end the stream early. So I am going to do so. I'm ready to start my weekend. Really looking forward to playing some games and testing out that mic and just enjoying some time off. So I hope everybody else has some awesome plans for their weekend too. I will be back next week, same time as usual. Regular streaming stuff I'll be picking back up on my Onomatopoeia Bees illustration, so I hope to see you on Wednesday for that. Oh, thank you so much, Sketchy! Yay! I'll send these to you as soon as I'm done wrapping up here. I hope that you enjoy your Chibi Kara And happy birthday again! All right, that's it for me today. I hope to see you next week. But even if not, let me wish you a wonderful rest of your day and a most amazing weekend. Thank you for watching!